Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the drama and secrets swirling around Catherine, Princess of Wales, and the royal family. Today's headline is shaking things up. Prince William's decisive strike after Queen Camilla made a bold move by removing Princess Charlotte's portrait at Windsor. Inside the polished halls of the monarchy, what looked like a small decision has exploded into a clash of power, legacy, and pride, pitting the newly crowned queen against the future king. Queen Camilla's order to take down Charlotte's painting didn't just ruffle feathers, it sparked a storm that hit the palace like lightning. Prince William's swift and forceful reaction has left the monarchy reeling, with insiders saying this is no ordinary disagreement. In a world where every royal step is calculated and every picture carries meaning, this one act set off a fiery showdown behind the golden gates of Clarence house. A quiet order from Queen Camilla to remove a portrait of her step-granddaughter, Princess Charlotte, has reportedly sparked a major family clash. The new queen and Prince William are now locked in a tense battle over legacy, influence, and how the monarchy presents its story to the world. Because of how delicate this situation is, insiders from the royal household spoke anonymously, sharing the chain of events that started with an empty wall and ended in a dramatic face-to-face meeting that shook the palace hierarchy. Prince William, usually seen as calm and steady, is said to have acted fast and decisively, reversing the Queen's decision and sending a bold message: the legacy of his children and of Princess Diana cannot be altered. So what exactly went wrong with Queen Camilla's announcement? How did Prince William react in a way that reportedly upset his stepmother, Queen Camilla, forcing her to retreat and reflect on it? The sudden disappearance of Princess Charlotte's portrait exposes the deep tensions, old wounds, and shifting power plays within the House of Windsor. Under King Charles III, a vanished portrait speaks louder than words, starting with a chilling silence. One morning, as the soft London light filtered into Clarence House's East Gallery, famous for its perfectly curated family portraits, a senior staff member noticed something was off. The walls, which usually reflected the unbroken line of the royal family, now felt strangely incomplete, like a memory had been erased. The assistant immediately recognized the absence. After 15 years of service to the royals, they knew that the cherished photograph of Princess Charlotte's 9th birthday, snapped by her mother, the Princess of Wales, was gone. The photo had captured pure joy and Charlotte's confident, magnetic personality, making it a favorite among the palace staff. Princess Charlotte's gaze in the portrait showed a confidence beyond her years, but now the beautiful silver frame was gone. By midday, the wall was empty. The picture had been removed, sparking whispers through the winding halls of the royal residence. Even those trained to stay discreet struggled to hide their curiosity, using careful, legal-like language to dodge direct questions. Was this part of a curatorial rotation? A subtle rearrangement? The truth seemed clearer. A triptych of Charlotte alongside her brothers, Prince George and Prince Louis, once illustrated the monarchy's future: stability, unity, and peace. With Charlotte's portrait gone, the display was shattered, leaving an almost deafening silence in its place. Palace veterans, who had served Queen Elizabeth II and King Charles, know the unspoken rules of royal optics. Portraits are never just decorations. They convey identity, favour, and above all, legacy. Removing one sends a loud, unmistakable message. A housekeeper who spent 10 years serving in Wales noticed the unease first. "She didn't touch George's," she said quietly. "Louis's stayed too. It was only Charlotte's. It was as if she didn't belong." Princess Charlotte, intelligent, strong-willed, and already echoing her late grandmother Diana's subtle charm, had been quietly erased from her grandfather's official London home, leaving a void that spoke volumes about palace tensions. It almost looked like it had been carefully planned. A small but significant announcement reached Kensington Palace just before nightfall. Clarence House had delivered unsettling news. A junior assistant at Kensington caught wind of it while discussing routine tasks with a co-worker at Clarence House, casually mentioning it while checking deliveries, thinking it was just part of daily operations. An eyewitness said the room shifted from busy chatter to sudden silence. The Princess of Wales, known for her calm demeanour, felt that familiar knot in her stomach. Catherine's public and private moves are all part of a long-term plan to give her children love, safety, and stability, and this felt like a deliberate disruption. Princess Charlotte has always adored her family's history and the grandeur of their royal homes. Removing her photo without explanation felt cold, calculated, and almost cruel. The tension flipped from worry to anger when Prince William returned, his focus sharp, jaw tightening with every detail he absorbed. A single missing photo was more than a frame. It sent a message that couldn't be ignored, whether about power, influence, or something more personal and historical. In the palace, actions speak louder than words, and William saw how easily a portrait could harm reputations and create divisions. He understood the stakes. Without a word, he rose and walked to his study. The hidden storm brewing all day was about to break. Queen Camilla would remember his next move, subtle yet powerful. In the royal family, photos carry weight, and knowing their value explains why this small act caused such a royal uproar. Portraits have shaped public opinion, reinforced royal power, and preserved the story of the monarchy for centuries. The Windsors have mastered visual storytelling, from Henry VII's dramatic portraits to the televised coronation of modern kings. Today, royal families are hyper-aware of every picture they display. These aren't just casual snapshots of relatives. Every location, every frame is intentional. A prominent portrait in a public room at Buckingham Palace or Clarence House signals importance and family hierarchy. A former royal courtier insists, nothing on those walls is there by accident. Every detail, from selection to framing to placement, sends a message. A monarch's portrait alongside their successor shows continuity, while a photo of grandchildren represents legacy and the future. Removing one, especially of a child, is like tearing up an official record, rewriting the family story. Queen Elizabeth II used this silent visual language with finesse. The photos on her desk during Christmas broadcasts were carefully picked to show who mattered and how the family had evolved. Queen Camilla, with over 50 years in royal life, knows this power well. She transformed from a vilified mistress to a respected queen consort, mastering PR and image control. Sources say she has spent years curating her royal spaces, especially Clarence House, knowing exactly how an image can shape perception and endure for generations. This move could spark serious tension. Long-serving palace staff have noticed fewer portraits of Princess Diana in public spaces. Some see it as a natural step to highlight the current monarch and his queen, but others whisper that Camilla is quietly trying to erase her predecessor's presence. Camilla has always had a complicated relationship with Diana's legacy, and by extension, with Diana's children and grandchildren, according to insiders. She feels the public and media spotlight on the Wales family, especially Catherine and Charlotte, often overshadows her role and achievements. Even now, it seems she struggles with these delicate dynamics. The removal of Charlotte's portrait wasn't just interior design, it was a subtle power play on the royal chessboard. Camilla may have underestimated one thing: the future king would never allow his daughter to become a pawn. The Queen's command was quiet and elegant. No official memo, no confrontation. A Clarence House staffer said it happened during a regular morning meeting in the morning room, while Camilla stirred her Earl Grey. With a subtle gesture toward the East Gallery, she remarked calmly, "The girl in blue doesn't fit the room's mood anymore." Her words were stylish, graceful, and intentional. The meaning was clear. Princess Charlotte, in her blue outfit, was being singled out. Catherine had taken the picture, capturing her daughter's modern, approachable charm, the same energy that has made her and her family admired worldwide. Some believe the portrait carried deeper meaning for Camilla, the Wales family's powerful and beloved heritage, starting with Diana and continuing with her son and his family, is embodied in Princess Charlotte. She's already showing a mix of her mother's elegance, her father's sense of duty, and her late grandmother Diana's star-like presence. That constant reminder in the palace may have frustrated a queen still working to secure her place in the hearts of the public. One insider said, "She has her own grandchildren. She's proud of them and has worked to integrate them into royal life, like making them coronation pages of honor. She probably wants the spotlight on her family now, as the head of the house instead of the past." Whether it was to reclaim space, assert authority, or quietly flex power, the directive was clear. Royal staff were ordered to follow it without question. The frame was removed, wrapped in felt, and stored away. Within an hour, there was nothing left on the wall. No warning, no announcement. Only a child's bright smile had vanished. Camilla likely expected the family to dismiss it as minor and the public to overlook it. For years, she has honed the art of making silent moves that speak louder than words. In this case, she didn't consider how her move would hit her target emotionally. It was like pulling a single stone from a carefully crafted mosaic, one small action that disrupted the whole picture. She didn't just alter a wall, she triggered the protective instincts of a parent who had already lost someone to the palace machine, determined never to let it happen again, the spark that changed everything. For days, palace staff whispered about the missing portrait. Decades of silence, built into royal service, kept most from speaking up. But this time, silence felt wrong. Eleanor, a longtime servant adored by the Princess of Wales, broke that silence after 20 years. Having served 3 royal families, she had witnessed scandals and secrets hidden behind polished wood and velvet curtains, but nothing like this. It was cruel to a child, and she couldn't stand it. While cleaning down a hallway, Eleanor saw 2 staff members remove the painting. She knew the senior aide was following instructions from the king or queen. With a duster in hand, she watched Princess Charlotte's bright eyes and confident smile disappear, a stark contrast to her joyful moments chasing butterflies at Balmoral. Eleanor felt rage and protectiveness flood in. Why was this happening to her? She wrestled with her conscience for 2 days. Speaking up could cost her job, pension, and career. Royal staff live by secrecy and loyalty. She was torn between the institution and its current consort, or the future of the monarchy represented by the young family at Kensington Palace. Finally, she found a safe outlet, a phone call to a trusted former co-worker now working at Kensington Palace as an administrative assistant, where she could share what she had seen. A call was made to go over the details of the event. After finishing the business talk, Eleanor's friend asked, "How's everything on your end? Is it quiet?" Eleanor spoke carefully but firmly after a pause. "Not quite. They removed her, Charlotte. The birthday photo from the gallery is gone. The Queen told them to take it." After a stunned pause, her friend said, "You're kidding." Eleanor's voice trembled slightly. "I wish I were. I saw it with my own eyes. That one bold confession set everything in motion." The monarchy's informal network, built on loyalty and long-term relationships, spread the news faster than any official source could. Eleanor's friend quickly informed a key advisor at Kensington, someone Prince William trusted. Her account was taken seriously, especially when other staff members confirmed they had seen the same thing. William's former footman reportedly said, "If Eleanor is talking, it's serious. She wouldn't risk her job over a rumour." Within 24 hours of Eleanor's call, Prince William knew, not from headlines or tabloids, but through the quiet, loyal voices that had once protected his mother's secrets and now safeguarded his children's smiles. The photo wasn't just gone, returning it was no longer optional. The question of why lingered. William, raised in a world where tradition and titles often mask the truth, knew he had to investigate. Late at night at Adelaide Cottage, the Wales family's cosy Windsor home, with the children asleep, one of his most trusted private secretaries quietly asked for a moment to speak. The Prince of Wales sat in his study, reviewing paperwork from the Duchess of Cornwall, when a serious-looking aide handed him a folded note. It was a concise, factual account of the events at Clarence house, confirming the Queen Consort's direct orders. William read it twice. Outwardly, he appeared calm and composed like a king, but anyone who knew him well could see the storm brewing beneath the surface. His jaw tightened, eyes cold. He placed the note on his desk without a word. The palace decor didn't matter. It was a harsh reminder of what had happened. The final spark. Someone had deliberately hurt a family member. Memories of his teenage years, the so-called War of the Wales, when his mother, Diana, was pushed aside, silenced, and quietly removed from royal history to make room for Camilla, surged back. He had seen the system discard people when he was young and vowed it would never happen on his watch. His gaze landed on family photos on the mantel, George in his school uniform, serious, Louis smiling with birthday cake, Charlotte with a braid like her mother's. Without hesitation, he moved Charlotte's frame, a small act of protection. This wasn't just about what Camilla feared, it was about the system itself, which still tried to dictate who mattered. William made his decision within an hour. He wouldn't feed the press or gossip. That wasn't how things were done. Calm but firm, he called his private secretary back into the study. "I want the official inventories from Clarence House pulled." he said. "It's crucial to track every curatorial decision in the East Gallery over the past month. I want names, dates, and explicit directions." "Tell me everything," William said, his voice steady. The team worked in tense silence. He wouldn't confront his stepmother emotionally, not as an angry father, but as the Prince of Wales, the next king. He planned to present facts, evidence, and authority, using his influence in the family strategically. Later that night, he sat down with Catherine. She had gone over the basics with her staff quietly. "I didn't want to bother you until we were sure," she murmured. William shook his head, anger fading into calm determination. "This is too much, Kath. They don't have her on their chessboard. Our daughter is hers," he said. Catherine was pained, but steady, not breaking down. Their family was grounded in quiet strength. "What are you going to do?" she asked. He replied firmly, "I'll fix it. Camilla deleted a picture, but I'll bring back much more. I'll restore a principle. Taking away the Wales children hurts the monarchy's strongest traditions, and I'll make sure everyone knows it." The next day, tension hovered over Clarence house. Soft carpets masked the sound of staff footsteps as they moved about, aware a storm was coming. Prince William arrived alone in his car, entering the private courtyard without advisors, press officers, or security. A personal visit, not an official one. Staff watched him stride down the corridors, shoulders squared, eyes blazing. Queen Camilla reviewed charity briefings in the elegant white drawing room when a footman murmured, "His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, ma'am." She looked up in surprise. William rarely came alone. By the time she composed herself, he was already at the door. She rose, trying to charm him after years of careful planning, but William wasn't having it. Her appeal fell flat. He didn't smile, didn't kiss her cheek. Standing in the room with his coat on, he looked at her and whispered, a voice sharp enough to make her shiver. "Why was Charlotte's picture taken down?" A heavy silence seemed to swallow the elegant space. A long, tense moment passed. Camilla blinked and tried to recover. "It was just a small curatorial change, darling," she said, her voice strained but attempting lightness. "We made the space feel new again." William held his ground, unblinking. George's photo stayed. Louis's stayed. Only Charlotte's was removed. He repeated, quiet yet commanding, "Why? The tone of a future king, not a son." Camilla steadied herself by placing her papers on the old desk. "I didn't mean to hurt William's feelings. It's about visual balance. You know how sensitive the press and public are." William remained silent, letting the truth cut through her excuse. "Is this about appearances, or about your power? Stop pretending it's about looks. This is about legacy. You cannot rewrite who belongs in this family's story." Accusation hung in the air, shattering years of relative calm. Camilla stiffened. The woman who always had a prepared response was suddenly silent. For the first time, she faced not the boy she had known, but the formidable man William had become. He held her gaze, letting his words sink in. Then, as he moved toward the door, he delivered his final, non-negotiable word, "Restore the picture." He spoke firmly but calmly. "The portrait must go back, publicly. Or I will," he added, "and my story will be less private." Then he left. The room felt markedly quieter than when he entered. Something fundamental had shifted. A child who had seen his mother erased from history had drawn a line. William was now a father determined to protect the next generation with a strength no queen could match, heralded by the triumphant return of a gilded portrait. The punishment was discreet and deliberate, just like the original act. No press release, no public response. The message was understood and acted upon within 48 hours. After William arrived on a rainy Thursday morning, a Royal Collection Trust vehicle pulled up to Clarence house. An art conservator and two of the Queen's top advisors oversaw the reinstallation, showing just how serious it was. Princess Charlotte's portrait was found. It wasn't returned to its East Gallery spot. Instead, it was placed near the bottom of the grand staircase, a main artery used by family and important visitors. It was framed in a wider, fancier gold frame, with a small brass plate reading a simple, powerful message: Princess Charlotte of Wales, the future of the monarchy. It wasn't just a family portrait. It was an official acknowledgement of her importance, Word of the portrait's return spread quickly among the royals. An advisor at Clarence's house said that after internal clarification, Prince William had personally suggested the reinstallation and its prominent positioning. Palace insiders understood the message loud and clear. William had set the rules and they would be followed. Later that day, servants noticed Queen Camilla pause at the staircase. The bold frame and plaque caught her eye. She didn't speak, just kept moving. She realized she had been outmaneuvered. The portrait had returned, stronger than before, with more weight than anyone could ignore. It was now a family story told without any cuts. The news brought a quiet sense of relief to Kensington. Catherine gently told Charlotte that her picture was back at Grandpa's house. "Adults make mistakes," she said softly. "But love and family always fix things." Charlotte, curious as ever, asked plainly, "Why was it taken down?" Catherine paused before answering. "Maybe they forgot how special you are for a moment," she murmured. But Dad reminded them, even if it happened behind closed doors. This event shifted the balance of power in the monarchy forever. The future king publicly challenged Camilla's subtle claim to influence. Charlotte's portrait now stands framed in gold at Clarence's house, a silent testament to a father's love and a prince's power. Things quietly taken away have returned with meaning. Charlotte's place in royal history is now preserved in memory and paint, protected by a strong will. Thank you for watching this full report. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold royal stories.